Hi there, how are you? This is Joanna Mercedes, and I'm speaking to you from the comfort of my home. And I'd like to do a little lunch and learn with you. I'm just wanting to connect with all of you that may be thinking of purchasing a home in the near or distant future, whatever you feel is a possibility for you. So we're doing a little lunch and learn because that's just kind of who I am. I'm having a tomato sandwich. Not only am I a real estate broker, but I'm a amateur gardener, and I grew heirloom tomatoes this summer. And I'm a fan of tomato sandwiches. I know it sounds kind of weird, but you know what? It's one of the best tasting things on the planet. So here it goes. It's good. So, taking a bite out of real estate, I wanted to tell you about a wonderful program. Wonderful to some people are not going to be interested at all. But it's a great opportunity. And I did get one of my lovely buyers into it the last time it came around. Just one, because it actually lasted only 7 days. It was pretty bizarre. It's a program through the state of California, and they give us, as first-time buyers, owner-occupant, a 20% down payment assistance. Yes, 20%. So this is really pretty much unheard of. For many years, they've had a similar product, and they still have it, which is cool. It's a 3.5% down loan product where you can, depending on your income, you can make, as long as you don't make over 200 some odd $1,000, you're going to be just fine. You can qualify for these programs. One is a 3.5% down payment assistance program. They help out with closing costs, down payment, depending on your situation. Great way to get your foot in the door with home ownership. I've helped quite a few people do that over the years. Just so you know a little bit about me in case you're new to Eden Hearthvine Properties and Joy Mercedes. I have been a licensed real estate broker or real estate agent in the state of California since 2004, full-time. And I've been a resident of Oakland, California since 1996. And what you see in the background is my home. It was a heroin rehab house when I stumbled upon it, and I was not a real estate broker at the time. It was a mess. I'll just be honest. My friends looked at me like I'd lost my mind. And but I said, I don't care. Interest rates are 8-9%. 10% in some cases, and I'm getting a house, and I can learn how to fix it up, and I can do things. So long story short, fast forward to 2023, very, very happy. I'm still in my house. I've always done things to my house with the mind of like, well, if I need to sell it and go somewhere else to another state or another country, I could do that. But I think I found that I'm pretty happy here in Oakland, California, despite what you may hear on the news. So it's been good. It's been really good. And I've learned so much. And what's been great is I've been able to share a lot of what I learned as a single person when I purchased my home, learning how to know how things get done right, how not to do them, how to do them, how much things cost, how to do things beautifully, but on a budget. And my greatest pleasure is to be able to share that information with my clients to help them, whatever situation they're in, whether they're buying or selling. So back to the great program where the state gives us a chunk of money. It's coming up, and I work with a couple really, really good lenders. One is Irish Chavarria, and we can get in contact with her at your earliest convenience, and we can talk more about this. So there is a catch. The good part is you never ever make a payment on this 20% down. So think about it. If a property, you know, whatever size property or price point of property that you get, let's say it's 700,000, right? 10% of that, 70,000. 20%, 140,000. So also you can take your money, and I believe it's up to 10%. This is what my last client did. Very nice woman. She was a teacher. I used to be a teacher, actually. I really enjoyed it. Now I'm still a teacher. I love to educate people about the process of home ownership since it's so important. There are a lot of circumstances where it's a better idea to rent. I mean, and you can do other things with your money. But if it's the right time for you and it's part of your portfolio and your outlook for your future, home ownership on many different levels is just fantastic. Emotionally, financially, all different ways, just depending on your situation. You do get tax write-offs. You build equity in the Bay Area. It's almost a given. Market will go down into a trough. It'll come up into a crest, and then it'll go down again. But it always comes up higher. It always comes up higher because, well, quite frankly, it's probably just the weather. And the economy's not bad either. I mean, we have our issues, but hopefully we're going to be making some noise with our elected officials and being smart about how we handle our social situations here in the Bay Area, because it is a fantastic place to be. And it's been my home for a very long time, and I love it. I'm sure you do too. Anyway, so you can either be a renter, which is fine, and there's some podcasts out there that say, hey, like, that's the best thing to do. Rent. Do other things with your money. Put them into an investment fund. Well, you can do that too and be a homeowner. You don't have to, you can have your cake and eat it too, but homes can be a significant investment. There's always improvement to do, especially if you buy a home that's older. But the positive part about buying a home that's older is it has a lot of charm and it could need work. So that's an upside. That means you're stepping into equity, stepping into money. And so there are very many ways to purchase. So there's another program, and that's another wonderful lender that I deal with that does these fantastic programs for, I believe, several different states. 3.5% down. Guess what? You can compete with investors. They will give you the money to purchase a home. Yes, purchase a home and to fix it up. Fix it up. Yay! So you don't have to worry about it. Let's say there's a foundation issue or the roof needs to be fixed or blah, blah, blah. It's the elephant in the room goes away. Poof. Little pink elephant, little gray elephant, whatever color it is, goes away. Because it's handled. And you can do it for cosmetic things. You can do it for things that are health and hazard, whatever. And you can get a great price on the house. And it allows you a way to do things for 3.5% down. So there are the down payment assistance programs that I'm talking about that are coming from the state. They may last longer than they did last time, which would be fantastic. Because housing is, okay, let's face it, it's a basic necessity, right? Everyone's involved in it. Either you're renting or you're owning and living in it, or you're a landlord and you're renting to people, which that's not a cup of tea. If it is, happy to help you do it, but I'm very concerned with helping people get into homes, and I love that. I love to build community. The name of my company is Eden Hearth Fine Properties, and our main mission statement is making the world a better place one home at a time. And that is my commitment and has been for just about 20 years. So I do get a lot of satisfaction in helping sellers fix up their home to the point of having it be a wonderful handoff and to a new buyer to the best of their ability. And we do have lovely people, excellent workmanship that can be referred, that don't cost an arm and a leg to get the work done. And it makes sense. It makes sense. And again, it builds community. If your house is in a huge state of disrepair, many times people are just at the mercy of all cash investors. Well, that may not be the best avenue for that family or person to take. I mean, depending on their age, that may be their money they're going to do their best life with, or the rest of their life with, right? So it's very important that sellers do make the right amount of money on their home for them to go do their best life, right? Wouldn't you agree? So that's on the sell side. And people like houses that look nice, but doesn't have, again, it doesn't have to be expensive. If you know how to do things right, you know how to make things beautiful, the right colors to use. We get tons of discounts on everything, from huge discounts on paint, huge discounts on beautiful quartz countertops, discounts on carpet. Very good. You have to get control of your materials and your labor. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They'll talk to contractors, and hey, contractors are fantastic, and contractors have to make a living too, and there's definitely a need and a place for a general contractor. But for a lot of the things that need to be done cosmetically, you can have them done nicely. And again, you don't have to, either what happens is you're only able to do a couple things, and that doesn't really add to the whole benefit of selling your home, or you can't do anything at all because you're just priced out. So what I like to do is, and what I would always like people to show me how to do, is a way to do something. How is it possible? Don't tell me how it's not possible. Tell me how it's possible, and then let's work with that. There are programs out there with other companies where they will, if you have no budget to fix up, or you just didn't want to come out of pocket, they will refer you to people. But it's rather expensive, and it does come at a premium. So if you've got even a smaller budget to a medium, whatever size budget you have, we will look strategically at how to fix your home up to whichever level and according to what your needs are to get for your home. And we will look at very relevant comparable sales within your area. Usually it's in a geographic area or a distance area of a half mile or something, whatever works. And we'll see what's reality, okay? Because you hear so many things. I mean, the media, we really need to be careful about how we listen, how strongly we're influenced by the media, because a lot of the times it doesn't work in our best interest. It creates a lot of fear, and we've seen that happen with some of the banks here in just the last year, 6 months. A lot of fear mongering out there. It tends to tell people doom and gloom versus what reality is. So I'm into reality, as you can probably tell. I'm eating a tomato sandwich in front of you. I like to keep it real. So, down payment assistance programs, 3.5%, 20%. Can add some of your own money to it as well. Makes your monthly payment go down, right? 510-502-7811 is my direct line. And like most of you, my cell phone's on all the time. Just don't call me before 8, okay? Or after 10. Otherwise, we're all good. So, got your down payment assistance programs. Interest rates are sky high. Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Sky is falling. Okay, you're smart people. You've made it this far. You can drive a car, you have a computer, you have a phone, and you have a job, right? Okay, so there was a time when interest rates were 18%, and people were still able to buy homes, right? But it's not rocket science. Price of homes, interest rate, it's an inverse relationship, right? So this is how they just mess with us all, right? Interest rates go up, they're trying to help, right? When interest rates are raised, prices do traditionally go down. It's supposed to help with inflation, right? So prices go up, right? Interest rates traditionally are lower, right? So they were very low for a very long time. Some of us have 2.25% interest rates, 3% interest rates. Well, woohoo for you. But you probably bought at the top of the market. You paid 10% more than you'd pay now when you buy a house. So this is actually a really great time to buy. This is called a down market. So when I purchased my fixer, I think interest rates were anywhere between 8 and 10%. I was making $30,000 a year. I was renting. I was like, how can I do this? And of course, media. Oh, there's a policeman. He makes $60,000, which is probably the equivalent of $150,000 now. He makes that much a year, and he's still living with his mom and dad because he can't afford to buy a house. That was like the big urban myth, or the story that was. I'm sure you know this, but one of the most important things is not to compare yourself to other people, because you'll always be miserable, and to look at what your goals in life are. And just because that was that person's experience definitely doesn't mean that has to be your experience. Who wants to live with their mom and dad? You don't have to. I mean, and if you're over 18, right? So, making that jump from renting to owning was like terrifying to me. It was terrifying. I was like, how am I ever going to make these payments? So there is a way, and we can talk about it. You can call me. I'm happy to set up a first-time buyer consultation, or if you're in a condo and you're selling and you want to do a move-up buyer consultation where we talk about how to make that happen. Many of you are sitting on nice amounts of equity, anywhere between 50 and 500,000 or more on in your house. This is our wealth, right? We build our wealth this way. But until we're ready to make a move, this is our nice place to live. But hey, it's nice to know we're making money while we sleep, right? That equity, that land beneath our house is appreciating because there is a limited amount of it. And we're in proximity to Silicon Valley. California could be its own country, right? We actually still have a really good gross domestic product. We make a lot of money in this state, and the economy is relatively good. So, ways to buy. The interest rates are somewhere between 7 and 8% right now, right? So there is a way, and you actually don't have to pay for it. There is a way to get your interest rate down quite a bit lower. And that's what I did when I bought my house, when interest rates were even higher than they are now. So it's a program. It's simple. Few of my really good lenders use it. You actually, in essence, you're prepaying your interest, but you're not paying for it. There's a way to get the seller to pay for it, but guess what? They're not mad about it, and you both win. That's what I like. Win-win. And that's the whole name of the game. You never want to take advantage of people. You want to get a good deal, and you want to be happy, right? And I love Deepak Chopra's one of his sayings. I'm probably not saying it exactly correctly, but it's just kind of a wonderful model to live by. Is I am beneath no one, I am above no one, and I deserve. So do you. So you can actually get an interest rate that's probably somewhere in the 5s for your first year, and it makes the entry way to home ownership a lot easier. Okay, and then it does adjust up, but depending on what happens with interest rates, you can refinance. Traditionally, and many times, it's not always the case, but maybe you are political analysts and you can educate me about that, because I actually really love to be the most stupid person in the room. But things that I do know, I love to share with people. I love to let people know their options. I don't like to just say, no, you can't do that. This is the only way to. No, there are wonderful options for you if you're motivated to do it. And it makes sense and it's the right time. So that's a great way to also not have to make the interest rate another big elephant in the room. you can work with that. And also, since prices are down about 10% since last year, interest rate up, price the house down. Now, if you're moving up from a condo, you bought it 5 years ago or 8 years ago or 10 years ago, maybe you got in for 3.5% down. So it was not a bad investment. You had to put minimal money down, right? Now you've got some equity. Condos do appreciate. They lag about 6 months behind what are called single family homes, right? Or detached homes that aren't attached to other living dwelling units. But you may have between 50 or 250,000 in equity, depending on how much you paid for it and what you've done to it, and just the market and how things have appreciated in your area, depending on which city you live in or part of the country. But we're dealing with the Bay Area right now. So if you've got that money, it doesn't really matter what's happening out there, because if you're going to sit there and go like, oh, I'm going to wait till the market comes up again and interest rates drop, but you're really just every cell in your body is saying, I don't want to be in this place any longer. I need to make a move. I need to do this for my heart, mind, soul, and maybe even it's a financial thing. And it could be a huge need because maybe your family's growing, or maybe your family's kids are gone and it's condensing, so it's less, whatever your situation is. So you have to do the right thing at the right time for you, and I'd be happy to show you a way. And if it's not the right time now, we can talk about when is. But if you're sitting around waiting for that interest rate to come down, it's like, oh, I'll sell then. Let's take it. If you're going to move up, here's the up house, here's you. Bigger house or nicer area or whatever it is, or both, right? When your value comes up, guess what's happened to this one? It goes up too. So if you're buying in a down market, what's really great is you're going to pay less property taxes because it's down. If we still have Prop 13, and if you're anywhere within California, you're going to keep your tax base. If you purchased a long time ago, you're going to bring that right along with you. So that's going to help out a lot. And you'll take that equity, you'll put it down, as long as your monthly payment is good. Maybe you'll be able to buy something for cash. I don't know where you're moving. Maybe you're going to Redding. Maybe you're going somewhere where you can get a house for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 all cash. You can here still. It's a little bit of a fixer, but here in Oakland, California. So thank you for sharing lunchtime with me. And if this has encouraged you or stimulated your mind and your thoughts in some way that may be encouraging to you, feel free to contact me. As I mentioned, my direct line is 510-502-7811, and we can talk about how to, whatever your position, buyer or seller, how to do it successfully. And on the buy side, we basically have almost 100% success rate. Just so you know, many times, just because you get into contract doesn't mean you close contract, doesn't mean you get that key. If things aren't done just right, things can fall apart, right? And we can talk about in my next video about the ins and outs of buying. And then as far as selling as well, it's like baking a cookie, right? A really good cookie. You want to put all the right ingredients so it's the best result and it's the most delicious. It's the same with anything you do, I can imagine. But I do real estate, so that's what I'm talking about. And I bake. But anyway, and we set 99% success rate on all the sales of our homes. So it does work well. And I think one of the reasons why is I always work to hold at the forefront my client's best interest, giving them options, showing them the right things to do to fix up their home for it to sell well, not overdoing it, not underdoing it. But hey, if you don't have any budget to fix it up, it's fine. We sell it with a renovation loan. Wonderful way. We show those buyers, hey, it's not a big deal. Look, that'll get taken care of. You show people a way to do something. and then it makes their lives better. Thank you for sharing this time with me, and I look forward to connecting. Again, my name is Joyanna Mercedes. I'm the broker for Eden Hearth Fine Properties. We are a group of community-based realtors. We are located here in the immediate Bay Area and also in Modesto. So thank you, and talk to you soon.